Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Now, this is day 2 on the module of Walking with Tak for the week to show you how to apply the perfect cooking system to everyday cooking. In this video, I'm going to have you cook 2 dishes with me. The first dish is a dish that of a vegetarian fried rice with 5 different kinds of vegetables. The second dish is a shrimp dish also with 5 different kinds of vegetables. By prepping in advance, it has the possibility of creating dishes with many different types of vegetables, and the option is almost limitless. It makes the dish nutritionally beneficial as well as appealing in both flavor and texture. Have all your cooking oil, sauces, minced garlic, wine, and water right on the counter next to your stove, so you don't have to look for them when you are cooking. Have all your herbs and spices right at your fingertip. It will help you in your creativity. I kept my 7 most frequently used herbs and spice in the Indian spice box known as masala daba. Next is to place all the ingredients that you need right next to you on the kitchen counter. If you are ready, let's get started. First, thaw ½ cup of shelled uncooked medium shrimp in a bowl of cold water. I saute 1 tablespoon of minced garlic in 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I add 2 cups of cooked jasmine rice, which was left from the meal on day 1. Always use overnight rice to make fried rice. I use a hamburger meat chopper to break up the rice. It is a perfect tool for this purpose. I then push the rice to the side of the wok, leaving a well in the middle. I add 1 tablespoon of oil to fry 2 eggs. The eggs cook the rice, making them less likely to stick to the wok. I break up the egg after the egg white is slightly cooked to mix in with the rice. After stir fry the rice for 30 seconds, I turn down the heat to medium to prevent burning the rice. If you still smell the rice burning, turn down the heat even more. I add 1 cup of chopped red cabbage. If the red cabbage that you have prepped appears too big, you can take a few minutes to chop them up before starting to cook. Next, I add 1 cup of chopped cauliflower stem or whatever you have from what you have prepped in the beginning of the week. I then add ½ cup of chopped onions, and after briefly mixing the contents, I add ½ cup of frozen corn. I then season the fried rice with 1 teaspoon of onion flakes, 1 teaspoon of mushroom seasoning, ½ teaspoon of lemon pepper, ½ teaspoon of garlic powder, ½ teaspoon of ginger powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, and 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. After mixing the contents for 15 seconds, I add 1/4 cup of chopped green onion, continue to stir fry the rice for another 15 seconds. For flavoring, I add 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Taste the rice for flavor. If you like it more salty, add another ½ tablespoon of oyster sauce as needed. After stirring some more, the vegetarian fried rice dish is done. This is how I like the flavor, with a slightly crunchy texture. You can make adjustments in the future to find the flavor and texture that you like by varying the seasonings and ingredients. I went on to cook the second dish without washing the wok because the fried rice leaves very little flavor in the wok. I make sure the shrimp is drained thoroughly. Dry them with a piece of napkin if necessary. After sauteing some garlic, I stir fry the shrimp, which cook rapidly. I then add a few pieces of chopped onions before adding the following seasonings: ½ teaspoon of lemon pepper, ½ teaspoon of mushroom seasoning, ½ teaspoon of onion flakes, and ½ teaspoon paprika. After a few quick stir to mix the seasonings, the shrimp was removed from the wok and set aside. Don't overcook the shrimp. I immediately add 2 tablespoons of oil to saute 1 tablespoon of garlic and about 10 slices of carrot. I then add about 1 cup of red cabbage and ½ cup of yellow squash. After stir frying the vegetables for about 50 seconds, I add water to cover the bottom of the wok to steam the vegetables for about 30 seconds before adding 1 cup of asparagus to avoid overcooking them by adding them a little later. I stir the vegetables occasionally during steaming. Next, I add the following seasonings: 1 teaspoon of mushroom seasonings, ½ teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of lemon pepper, half teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion flaked, quarter teaspoon of ginger powder, and quarter teaspoon of cumin. After mixing the content, I add half cup of portobello mushroom. I then add 1 tablespoon of rice cooking wine. Some more stirring to mix the contents. The dish is ready to serve. I add the shrimp on top of the vegetables. The time for cooking these 2 dishes is slightly less than 20 minutes. The total time for cooking this meal from the time when I enter to the kitchen to the time with dinner on the table is approximately 27 minutes. Again, by prepping in advance, you can cook from scratch using all fresh and unprocessed ingredients in less than 30 minutes. To me, this is exactly how I like to eat. A great nutrition and excellent flavor. I guess you have to judge whether this is right for you.